Beep, 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 beep. How are you doing? Ooh, there's a bit of a mess this evening. Oh, hey, here we go. What have I got for you today? Join, subscribe, share, become a Jesterite. Go on, come and join us. And buy me a coffee if you can. If not, become a warrior teacher. Well, hey. LGB Alliance coming up. I'm so excited. And also Battle of Ideas. Hope to see some of you there. I know some of my Jesterites and warrior teachers are going, so I'm looking forward to seeing them. And Dennis and Clive and the crew, so I'll get to see them as well. It'll be the first time I met Clive if Clive's going, so I'm very excited by that. Very excited. Tell him off then for being too medical nursey, right? You're too soft, Clive. He's so lovely and he does give me balance. It has to be said. So I'm looking forward to this, right? I wonder how he's getting on with his new videos. He's doing some new work. It's really exciting. So I'm looking forward to seeing what his new videos will bring. Great stuff if you've never seen it on murders and serial killers. I mean, really thoughtful, well put together documentaries. Superb stuff. Enough, right? So what should we talk about today? Let's talk about race, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about race, okay? From the Telegraph. This is quite extraordinary, okay? We've got, these grifters, the critical social justice grifters, decolonise, BLM grifters, right? Scamsters, hucksters, takers of other people's money for nonsense, right? Which we've seen in America, haven't we? With that, you've got Ibrahim X. Kendi in America and Robin DiAngelo and Rennie Edo Lodge and these ridiculous race baiters, right? We've got our own, somewhat criticised man who could be seen to be a race baiter. I couldn't possibly say. I'll leave that one for you to decide when you've read the article, which of course, as usual, is in the Dubris. Don't forget to save, share. Deloitte staff. Now, Deloitte is a big company, right? Huge. Deloitte staff anger at conference with anti-white professor. That doesn't mean anti-white is a professor, not AUNT. It's okay. That was Mrs. White, and she was killed with a dagger in the hall. Right? Now, this is anti-white, ANTI-white professor, who's called Kendi Andrews, right? Whose latest book is titled The Psychosis of Whiteness. Right, okay. Yep, that's not racist, is it? The Psychosis of Whiteness, nut job. Right, Deloitte staff have expressed concern after the company invited a professor who described Winston Churchill as a white supremacist to give a talk about identity to its employees. Why do they get these grifters in? Deloitte. What's wrong with you, Deloitte? Deloitte. What's wrong with you? Professor Kendi Andrews, whose latest book is titled The Psychosis of Whiteness, is set to give a talk to Deloitte staff on the 31st of October about identity and authenticity and black excellence. Right, okay. It's a critical race theory grifter, right? Oh. And it's all part of a series of lectures the City consultancy firm hosts for Black History Month. We don't need a Black History Month. We've got to stop all these stupid months. Somebody put a calendar up there. There's like one thing every week. It's just, and this week it's under hair pits. Armpits with under hair week. Yeah. And this week it's for people with the shits. It's a quicker week than normal. Same sort of thing, isn't it? Black History Month. What month is it, Gladys? It's the month of the aubergine. Oh, I'm so glad I asked. What happens next month? Oh, we're gonna bow down to cos lettuce. Right, okay. Nutters. So, he does black studies at Birmingham City University. He described Churchill as the perfect embodiment of white supremacy, and the British Empire is far worse than the Nazis at an event in Cambridge in 2021. I don't know what you're paying him. What are they paying him? Do they give me thousands? I reckon. That's what we'll do. We'll have a guessing game. How much per hour? I bet $1,200, $1,500 an hour. That Robin DiAngelo and Kendi grifters in America charge 30 grand an hour. 30 grand an hour is good money if you can get it. In the same year, in 2021, discussing Queen Elizabeth II, he said on Good Morning Britain, the Queen is probably the number one symbol of white supremacy in the entire world. He's a loon. They're paying a loon. A Deloitte source told the Telegraph, my colleagues and I find Deloitte's association with Andrews, a prolific anti-white race activist, highly concerning and uncomfortable. He recently published a book, The Psychosis of Whiteness, in which he implies that whiteness and therefore white people are mentally ill by nature. Do you think? Coming to take me away, they is, right? I've got a bit all, His views are unpleasant and divisive, and he should not be anywhere near an important British company like Deloitte. Mr. Andrews' latest book takes aim at whiteness, where he describes a set of ideas produced by the racist political and economic system. Yet, Birmingham University, you need to fire this arse. There is no reasoning with whiteness. In the book, Mr. Andrews continued, as long as that system remains intact, it will continue to reproduce delusions that prevent all of us from seeing the brutal reality of the social order we inhabit. He's nuts, isn't he? He's literally, I'm Batman. He's Riddler level of nuts, isn't he? If knowledge is power, then a god am I. He's literally Riddler, isn't it? I'm Batman. Mr. Andrews wrote that the aim of his book was to demonstrate that whiteness is deluded, irrational, and based on a set of collective hallucinations. Right, okay. While you sit in the comfort of this country, Andrews, you vile, nasty piece of work, you nasty little man. The only metaphor we can use to understand it is a collective psychosis. So we're all mental except you. He's like a walking queer theorist. One that shapes how we understand and move through the world. You know, Andrews, it is Kendi, not Kendi, that's why it's confusing, Kendi. When I read this, it just makes me think that somewhere a village is missing an idiot. Alka Siegel Cuthbert, director of the campaign group Don't Divide Us Now, well worth a follow, said Andrews' obsession with whiteness is a classic example of toxic identity politics. These activists are attempting to normalise a racial hierarchy that is antithetical to Enlightenment values of moral equality and freedom. Yeah, he's an intersectionalist. This is frankly obscene to anyone who remembers when black people were treated unequally in Britain in the past. Deloitte should go out of its way to invite articulate voices who could offer an opposing view. The company is one of the big four accounting firms and has operations in over 150 countries and territories worldwide. The event with Mr. Andrews was advertised on the company intranet as building on the firm-wide theme of unveiling the tapestry of identity. Oh, just get in the bin, Deloitte. Mr. Andrews is due to speak for an hour and employees can choose to attend in person or online. The intranet advertisement says the event will look at black role models, their stoles of heritage and the impact it has had on their life, work and legacy. We will also draw on heritage stories closer to home and hear from our black colleagues at Deloitte. They're inculcating it in their workplaces. Somebody needs to come forward and sue them. That's the only way it will get done. This will ensure key messages resonate with both our black community as well as allies. You don't have a black community. What? You have a black constituency. Right, they are an amorphous blob. This is so racist, Deloitte. What are you doing? Right, what we'll do is, I think, to move us forward as one of the largest companies and the firms actually dealing with 150 countries, is what we'll do is let's homogenise everyone. Now, that room, put the blacks in there, and this one's for the gays and lesbians and trans. Over there, all right? Have you got it? What do you mean? Trans don't belong in there. It's profoundly racist. How can they not see this? Mr. Andrews is described as a frequent contributor to several media outlets. Well, he opens his mouth and spews bollocks occasionally on TV. His natural ability in front of the camera, he hasn't got a natural ability in front of the camera. He looks like a timid mouse, even though he's a dangerous man. Lends to him being called upon by television programmes such as BBC Newsnight and ITV's Good Morning to comment on race-related issues. Deloitte hosted 4 other events throughout October for Black History Month, including Black Tech Fest, in which discussions were held around the power of Gen AI and the metaverse, a panel event focused on identity and a talk titled Representation in Medicine, and Black Medical Illustration featuring an artist known for the famous illustration of a black pregnant woman with a black fetus. Deloitte and Mr. Andrews were approached for comment. We're in loony land now. They want to divide us. That's why Don't Divide Us is called Don't Divide Us. They want to divide us. They want us in racial groups, in sexual groups. Let's get them all in the groups, then we can put them on the tick, on the board with the snakes and ladders of intersectionality. Oh gosh, black, lesbian, trans woman, disabled. Oh, you're right. You're up there. You're up. Oh, sorry, what? You're a minute there. Oh, you're down a little bit. That's what they want to do. Dangerous, divisive, nonsense, critical social justice. Critical race theory, queer theory, gender identity ideology, extreme environmentalism. Boom, there's your 4. Postmodern tea. Sucky sucky. All right? Don't buy it, don't grift for it, and if you're forced to do it at work, speak to a lawyer. Join the Free Speech Union, that's my advice. I'll see you guys later. Bye.